From the Streamline Sale Arena at the Jenkins Fieldhouse here on the campus of Florida Southern College in Lakeland, Florida, welcome to Florida Southern College women's basketball. Tonight a huge game for the Mocs as they take on the lone unbeaten in the Sunshine State Conference. That's the University of Tampa Spartans. Hello again, everyone. I'm Jim Henderson, and Andrew Pauling will not be with us tonight. Chris Burgess will join us here sometime during the first half. But for now, it's just me, and I got to tell you, this should be a really good one. Now, we've had some big games here already this year. Go back and think about the number one team in the country, Drury, playing here. Mocs gave it all they had, lost by 4. They played Nova here, and remember, Nova was the team that knocked them out of the South region last year. They beat Nova here 76-69, but this one tonight has both conference and regional implications. This is the final game of the first half. The Spartans are 9-0 in conference play. They have had a great season so far. They've lost 3 games overall, but unbeaten in conference play, and it is a huge challenge for the Mocs here tonight. Now, history says this is the 101st game between these two teams. Recently, they have been pretty low scoring. Last year, the Mocs did beat Tampa here in the South region 76-65, but most of the time, it's a lot less than that. And here's a couple numbers for you right now. Florida Southern right now is the 3rd leading rebounding team in the league. Florida Southern is 3rd, and Tampa is best at defending it. Both teams are the top 2 free throw shooting teams in the league. This ought to be a great game, and it's also a special night. That scoreboard right above me tonight is being officially unveiled. It's the Mid-Florida Credit Union scoreboard here at the Streamline Sale Arena. Well, don't go away. When I come back, I'll be back upstairs. We'll set the stage for you even more. It is the Mocs against Tampa right here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Welcome back to the Streamline Sale Arena here inside the Jenkins Fieldhouse. The Mocs and the University of Tampa Spartans getting ready for women's college basketball here tonight. We mentioned how important this game is for both teams, with right now Florida Southern being 2 games behind Tampa in the Sunshine State Conference standings. The Mocs are tied for 2nd with Eckerd, but because Eckerd defeated the Mocs earlier this season, that kind of puts Eckerd ahead. This is the 10th of 20 conference games. So basically, beginning on Saturday, we start the second half of the season in the conference. The round robin begins again, and that means a lot for every team in this conference, because so far it has been a really good conference season. Let's take a look at a couple things here with the Florida Southern College Mocs. We mentioned that they are the best free throw shooting team in the league. Tampa is 2nd. So if this game comes down to free throws, there's not much an advantage on either side. Tampa right now is first, as we mentioned, in defending rebounds. They are also first in field goal defense. So what that obviously means is they're going to make it tough on the Mocs to score. And again, I mentioned in the open that there have been low-scoring games. We've seen a lot of them with barely 100 total points between the two teams, and this could well be one of those. Again, it all depends on how well the offenses are executing here tonight. Tampa has some of the best players in the conference, Dory Nodge being one of the tops. In fact, Tampa's starters have an interesting situation involving them, and this I think now could come back to hurt them. Not tonight necessarily, but later on. And that's this. They defeated Lynn the other day. They played 7 players. One of the 7 played only 7 minutes. They have been heavily reliant on their starters, to the effect that right now 85% of Tampa's minutes belongs to starters. That's a ton of minutes, and I mean a ton. Head coach Mike Donnelly of the men's team laments the fact that he's had to play his starters a lot this year. So I ran those numbers as well. They're at 81. Tampa's at 85. And the Mocs, the women's side, 65%. So who knows? When they play again, and it's in the last week of the conference season, we'll see how all that shakes out, because that could be a big factor in how this season eventually plays out for both squads. Florida Southern does use its bench. Tampa has not used it all that much so far this season. We'll see whether or not that continues. Tampa also is first in turnover margin this year in the conference. That's at 4.41. Means they don't turn the ball over very much, and the other team does. And again, that's a sign of a good defense. Tampa certainly has that. Florida Southern, as we mentioned, is second this year in rebounding margin, and they're second in the assist-to-turnover ratio. 1 more assist per game than turnovers, so that's also a pretty good number as well. Well, as you can see, teams are getting ready for the national anthem. We will have that. We'll get you the lineups. Then we'll get you Mocs women's basketball right here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Should be a good one. And we'll go ahead and hear our national anthem coming up. Well, let's go ahead and get you the starting lineup for both teams. Let's start with the visitors. The University of Tampa Spartans, 12-3 overall, 9-0 in Sunshine State Conference play. Julia Ingram is a 5'9 sophomore out of Palm Harbor University High and Clearwater. She's averaging 6.9 points per game. Chris Nelson is a 5'4 junior out of Augusta, Georgia and Temple College, 9.2 points, 3 rebounds, and 4.8 assists per game. Dory Nodge, the outstanding 6'2 sophomore out of Pécs, Hungary. She's a transfer from USF at the Division I level. She is the fourth leading scorer, or the second leading scorer rather, in the conference at 16.2 points. She averages a double-double with 10.1 rebounds per game. LaShayla Wright Ponders, a 6-foot junior out of Bloomington, Minnesota, transfer out of South Dakota, out of Hampton. She averages 15.6 points and 8.4 rebounds per game. And Malia Sullivan, 5'11 freshman out of Winter Haven High here in Polk County, she averages 12.6 points, 3.7 rebounds, and 3.5 assists per game. That's the starting lineup for the Spartans. Head coach in his 18th season by Tom Jesse, a record of 354 and 167. Coach Jesse's 26 years as the head coach, 524 career wins. For the Florida Southern College Mocs, Mackenzie Steele, the outstanding sophomore out of Plant City. She averages 10.8 points per game. When she steps on the floor tonight for the first minute, she will hit the 1,000-minute mark here at Florida Southern. Julia Janicki, the 5'11 junior out of Bethel, Ohio, transfer from Florida Atlantic. She averages 15.8 points, 4.6 boards per game. She is the 5th leading free throw shooter in the nation. Katerina Pazaglia-Kamenko, 6'1 senior out of Serbia, Italy, averages 8.6 points, 6.5 rebounds per game. Ashley Shell, the outstanding sophomore out of Deerfield Beach, Florida, 9.3 points, 6.4 rebounds per game. And the final starter for the Mocs is Becky Kalidiev, the 5'7 sophomore out of Vienna, Austria. She averages 6.2 points, 3.4 rebounds, and 3.6 assists per game. That is the starting lineup for the Mocs. Head coach in her 6th season by Betsy Harris, a record of 125 and 45 overall. Coach Harris, 193 and 72 in 9 seasons as a collegiate head coach. So that's the starting lineups for both games. Tampa coming out in the dark uniforms, Mocs in the home teal uniforms with the red numerals, and we are just about ready to go. Ball is up, tipped, Tampa will control, and we are underway here at the Streamline Sale Arena. Sit back, relax, and enjoy some Florida Southern College women's basketball. Chris Nelson with it for Tampa. Here is Nodge giving it up to Julia Ingram into the paint for Ponder, and the first basket goes to the University of Tampa. Mocs with their first possession, coming back the other way now with Becky Kalidiev. Now for Shell. Shot into the middle, it won't go. The rebound, though, comes down to Katerina Pazaglia-Kamenko. Julia Janicki with a 3, and Nodge will get the rebound for the University of Tampa. Spartans with the early lead and the ball. And this is Nelson. Drops it back. Nodge wants to drive. She backs out. Almost thrown away. Nelson will gather it up. Mocs in a man, as they usually are. Down low, knocked away, and it comes to Janicki. Great play by Kamenko. Mocs get a turnover and get the basketball back. Corner for Steele. Low into the post for Kamenko with Nodge on her. Kamenko wants to try to go up, can't, and she will travel. Turnover on Florida Southern, and Tampa will get the ball back. Early 2-0 lead for the Spartans. And here is Nelson. Still with it behind 3. Kalidiev has her. There's the Nodge screen. There's Nodge again. The jumper over Shell will go in and out. And Janicki gets the board for Florida Southern. Julie in front court. She's had an all-conference season so far. We got a whistle inside. Going to be a foul. Looks like maybe on Dory Nodge. Well, that's one thing the Mocs would love to see happen. In fact, it will be. She'll pick up her first foul, and it's the first foul of the game. So an inbounds pass coming up for the Mocs. Kalidiev takes it. Into the corner, Janicki wanted to step back, didn't let her. You can obviously see Tampa has done some video on Florida Southern. Kalidiev backs it out. Looking for Steele, instead Janicki. Here's Shell. She got bumped. Gonna turn, shot by Shell will come up short. Nodge will get another rebound for Tampa. That is her second in the game, and back the other way come the Spartans. Shots and points are hard to come by. Here is Ponder. She has the only basket. Into the corner. Janicki right there to stop Sullivan. Back out Nelson. Here's Nodge. Back out again. Down low, and Ashley Shell will get the first foul on Florida Southern. Mocs have struggled shooting of late, and so far today they're 0 for 3 from the floor. Inbounds pass coming up here for LaShayla Wright Ponder, and she gets it into Nelson. Back into the corner, deep three will rim in and out. The Mocs get a rebound with Kalidiev off the miss by Julie Ingram. Here is Janicki dumping down. Kamenko dumped it lower, kicked it out. Kamenko up, missed the shot. Rebound, Tori Nodge, her third of the game. Tampa back the other way. Mocs having trouble shooting. And again, they scored. They won big here against Palm Beach Atlantic last Saturday, 79-37, but they didn't really shoot the ball all that well that night either. Ingram going down. Nodge will get the bucket. Boy, she threw up a strange shot. It went in, and the Spartans have the first 4 points of the game. So here is Kalidiev. Mocs a little bit of a slow start. Let's see if they can get it cranking here. Kamenko fake the three. Here's Kalidiev. Kamenko gets it back. Here is Steele, just inside three. That'll rim in and out. Rebound, Janicki, and the Mocs are on the board. Julia Janicki's first basket of the game. It's her second rebound, and the Mocs are down 2. Back the other way now comes Nelson in front court for Tampa. Tampa in the dark uniforms, red numerals. Both teams have red numerals, but there is a contrast here as Ingram gets it out of trouble. Steele with her. Back out for Nelson. For Nodge, around Shell. Probably a travel, yes, no question about it. And the Spartans will turn it over again. So both teams may be a little jittery here. It could be part of it. 2 turnovers for Tampa, 1 for the Mocs. And here is Kalidiev. Back out, Janicki for 3, got it! Julia Janicki has 5, all 5 of the Mocs points, and they go up by 1. Great shot by Janicki. Tampa back the other way. Layup is good and a foul. It's going to be LaShayla Wright Ponder. She will have a chance to get 5 now if she hits this one. Janicki was her 38th 3 of the year for the Mocs. She is one of the top 3-point shooters in the Sunshine State Conference, same as free throw shooting. Ponder for the year is at 74.3 from the line, and her free throw will not go. So it is a 1-point Tampa lead, and we're about halfway home here in quarter number 1. Janicki needs help. Here is Kamenko, a little jumper. That'll go. First basket for Cat, and the Mocs go back up by 1. And that's what the Mocs need. They need to hit a few of those shots. They have not been falling very well of late, but they did. They're starting to get it going maybe a little bit. Here's Sullivan. And a whistle inside. And it's going to go against Tampa. 5-second violation there. Mocs will get it back. Tampa will turn it over for the 3rd time. The Mocs already have 3 of their 7 points off those turnovers. Let's see if they can get a little bit more here. Try to increase this lead as we approach the halfway mark of quarter number 1. Kalidiev. For Steele, for 3, no, and a ball off the rebounders. Kamenko tried to pass it to Shell. Didn't quite work out, but the Mocs got it back anyway. Steele just in and out. Boy, big-time rebound by Wright Ponder. Tampa comes back the other way, down 1. That's a good shot, though. McKenzie gave it all she had on that one. Here is Nodge giving it up for Nelson. Nelson gives it up for Ingram. The little elbow jumper will go. Julie Ingram's first basket in Tampa back up 1, and they are trading shots here in the first quarter. Kalidiev in front court. Mocs down 1. Here's Shell. Looking. Here is Kalidiev again. On top, Janicki. They cut her off. She goes behind a Shell screen, and no bucket. And an offensive foul going to be called, I believe, on the Mocs. Ashley Shell gets the foul, her second. And that is going to get us to our first quarter media timeout. Mocs trail it by 1. It's been a good one so far. Don't go away. We're back with more after this on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Well, that foul by Ashley Shell was her second, so she is out. And Marta Moe, the freshman, checks in here for Florida Southern. Moe recently came off the concussion protocol, ready to go. Tampa with a 1-point lead and the basketball. Here's Tori Nudge. Nice pass for Ingram inside, kicks it out. Sullivan through traffic, and let's see what they get. Foul going to be called on the Mocs here, and it looks like they will get Kamenko for it. So that's the first foul here on Kamenko, and the fourth here in the quarter on Florida Southern. Sullivan's free throw will not go. No roll that time. Friendly mock rim on that one. Sullivan for the year at 76.5, and she gets the second one. Tampa is at 75.8 from the free throw line this year. 2-point lead for the Spartans. Mocs with the ball. Kalaidiev for Kamenko. Kamenko finds Janicki. Goes up, shot, wild shot. Nelson with a rebound. Tampa in transition. Dumped it off, great pass. Ponder missed the first one, got the second one, and the Spartans go up 4-6 for LaShayla Wright Ponder here in the first quarter. Kalaidiev front court. Back out Janicki. Down low, Kamenko with an easy bucket. Got around Nudge. 4 for Cat. Mocs down 2. Nelson with it. Finds Nudge. Almost knocked away by Kalaidiev on the switch. Here's Ingram. And Sullivan knocked away. Whose ball it's going to stay here with Tampa. Elsa Landberg, the senior out of Brahma, Sweden, coming in now for the Mocs. And Kalaidiev will sit. Just a shade under 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. And it's been a good one. Everything we thought it would be so far. And the inbounds pass comes back out for Nelson. And she'll try to run the offense. Tampa 5 of 8 from the floor. Florida Southern 4 of 12. Again, that's at mock rebounding. Nodge going to go in traffic up. Will not score. And an offensive foul on Tori Nodge. That's a big one. That's 2 on her, and that may force Tom Jesse to get her out of the game. Wow, that is a big, big foul here early on. And that should get Miss Nodge out. First sub for Tampa will be Terry Battle. She averages 0.8 points per game. So Nodge coming out. Now the big question is, how long will she sit? Landberg brings it up. Mocs with a chance to tie or take the lead. Steele. And a foul inside is going to stay. And Tampa will pick up its third foul of the quarter. Tori Nodge has the first 2. This one's going to go on her replacement, Terry Battle. Inbounds pass by Landberg, left of her hoop. Janicki, yeah, got the roll. Julia's got 7, and we're all even at 11. And by the way, I forgot to give you our officials. Deanna Jackson, Anthony Napolitano, and Kiara Negron. Those are the 3 working the game here today. Nelson with it. Trying to drive on Steele. Goes up. Wild shot, but a rebound on the weak side by Battle. And she misses. Here comes Landberg. Mocs can take the lead. Janicki kicks it out. McKenzie and Landberg. Mocs will reset. This is Marta Moe. Kamenko and Landberg. Kamenko gives her a screen. Shot clock under 10. Kamenko spin move. Fade jumper just off. Rebound comes down to Marta Moe. Mocs get a fresh 20 here, and Landberg gathers it up and gets it back out, and the Mocs will reset. Big rebound by Marta Moe. Shot did hit the rim, so it was legit. Julia for 3, got it! Julia already with 10 first quarter points, and the Mocs go up 3. Now remember, she did that over at Eckerd. She had 11 in the first quarter about a week ago, and then the Mocs really went cold. Let's hope that doesn't happen here tonight. Mocs by 3, Nelson with the ball. And again, Tori Nodge on the bench for Tampa with 2 fouls. 16 points per game and 10 boards. Shayla Wright Ponder may have to pick up the slack. There's a layup by Sullivan, and she scores. That's a nice move by Malia Sullivan. She averages 12 and a half, by the way. So the Mocs up one, less than a minute to go in the quarter. Back out, Marta Moe for McKenzie. She'll back out behind three. Here's Lamberg. Mocs will run some clock. Kamenko, top of the circle. Julia for three again. We'll get it again. Holy cow. Julia's got 13 first quarter points. And the Mocs go up by 4. Maybe the final shot of the quarter coming up here for Tampa. How about Julia Janicki? What a quarter. Nelson gives it up for Ingram. And Sullivan. Here's Nelson, deep three. That's long. And it comes all the way back out to Tampa. Ingram dumps it into the corner. What do we got? A travel on Sullivan. She knew it too. Mocs only have 2.6 left though. They're going to have to get off a deep one. I would say Janicki is sort of open, but now they're going to close her up with Nelson. Here we go. Lambert near midcourt, just short. Did hit the rim. And so we have come to the end of a very good first quarter here tonight at the Streamline Sale Arena. On that Mid-Florida Credit Union scoreboard, the Mocs lead it by 4. Don't go away. We are back after this on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Welcome back to the Streamline Sale Arena here inside the Jenkins Fieldhouse. Mocs with a 4-point lead over the University of Tampa. Spartans are 9-0 in conference play. Mocs are 7-2. Boy, if Florida Southern can get this one, and right now the advantage is definitely the Mocs because Dory Nodge, Tampa's top scorer, is on the bench with 2 fouls. Let's see how long she stays. Janicki with a big first quarter. Mocs get the ball, and we got a foul inside on Tampa. And I think they are going to get Wright Ponder for her first foul in the game. So the first foul here in the quarter, and Elsa will inbound left of her basket. Needs some help. Good defense there by Tampa. We've seen that. Janicki guarded by Ingram. Back out now for Lamberg, and the Mocs will reset here. Here is Kamenko. And now Moe. This is Lamberg. Takes the three. That'll be short. And it's going to be won back by Mackenzie Steele. She drives, she goes up, and she scores. Mackenzie Steele's first basket. Mocs go up 6. First basket of the quarter to Mackenzie Steele, who hit the 1,000-minute mark as a Moc on the opening tip. This is Nelson giving it up for Ingram. Almost thrown away. It was thrown away. Mocs will get it back on the turnover. Turnover number 6. For the University of Tampa. And Tom Jesse wants a timeout. Should be a full timeout, even though it is the first of the quarter. Let's see. And it will be immediate timeout. So don't go away. Mocs are up 6, and we're back after this on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Mocs basketball following the timeout. Florida Southern with a 6-point lead here on the Mid-Florida Credit Union scoreboard. Lamberg for Marta Moe. Moe put the ball down. Back to Lamberg for the jumper. Got it! Elsa with the first three of the game. And the Mocs go up 9. Boy, what a great start for Florida Southern. And for Elsa Lamberg, three-pointer number 15 this year. Mocs will get it back. Here comes Steele, and she'll hold it. She'll find Lamberg. Mocs will run a play. Florida Southern by 9. This is Kamenko for Lamberg. Another jumper, just in and out. Rebound comes down to Malia Sullivan for Tampa. Sullivan takes it up herself, Winter Haven High grad. Ponder missed the shot. Rebound, Janicki. Great defense by Marta Moe. Lamberg down low. Kamenko, they get on her in a hurry. Needs help. Here's Janicki around a Moe screen. Couldn't get the shot off. Ingram was right with her, and now Lamberg back out to get it, and the Mocs will run a play. Here's Moe. Kamenko and Lamberg. For Steele. Shot clock. And a layup wide open, and she scores. They opened up the river there, and she flowed right through. Mocs by 11. How about that? Nelson with it. Florida Southern off and running, and I mean off and running here in the second quarter. They have outscored Tampa 7-0 so far. Down low, that Sullivan goes up, scores. Mocs looked for a charge, didn't get it. Sullivan with 5 now for Tampa. Mock lead is 9. Here is Steele. Kamenko, jumper, got it! Nice shot by Kat. She's got 3 twos in this one, 6 points. And the Mid-Florida Credit Union scoreboard has the Mocs up by 11. Nelson. Here is Sullivan. Freshman driving through will score. Boy, they let her go. 7 points for Sullivan. She's her team's leader as of now. Here's Janicki. Oh, threw it past Kamenko. Turnover for Florida Southern. Only the third on the Mocs in the game. Florida Southern right now with an 8 points off those 7 turnovers by Tampa. And Tampa only has 1 point on the Mocs turnovers. Spartans just made a sub, and we get Anna Popovic into the game. She averages 1 point. Again, Tampa doesn't play its reserves that much. It looks like they may keep Naj out. There's a nice 3-point shot by Aaliyah Abney, who also just checked in. So head coach Tom Jesse is getting some mileage out of his bench. Spartans are down 6. And again, Abney didn't play much in the last game. She and Popovic were the only reserves used. This is Kalaidiev, who also came back in for the Mocs. Elsa remains in the game. And she's got it. 5 on the clock. They got to go around a Moe screen. Dumped it off. Marta going up too hard. And that should be a foul inside. Mocs got a break because she didn't hit the rim. And the foul's going to go on Sullivan, who will get her first foul, team second. And Marta Moe will shoot some free throws here for the Mocs. She has played a few minutes here with Ashley Schell saddled with those 2 fouls. Moe for the year is 3 of 5 at the line, 60%. 2 free throws for Moe. 1 more for Marta Moe, the young freshman. Getting some key minutes here. Mocs by 7. Moe goes 1 for 2. Here's Aubrey Burke in for the first time. Freshman out of Green Cove Springs, and that will get Marta Moe out. So the Mocs get a little smaller inside. And Nelson brings it up with Lamberg on her. This is Sullivan, and she's had a good first half so far. Nice little behind-the-back move. That time by Abney. The shot by Sullivan. It won't go, and there's a rebound by Kalaidiev. Mocs come back the other way. Here is Steele. Dumped it into the paint. This is Kamenko. Just off. She'll shoot 2. Foul was called, so Kat will get a couple free throws. And again, no Dory Nodge right now. She is on the bench with those 2 fouls. And we'll have to see whether that stays here for the remainder of the quarter. We've still got over half of it to go. I would think it might. Kamenko now 33 of 49 from the line, 67%. One more will get her to 68. Mocs shooting 76.3. We mentioned that both the Mocs and Tampa top 2 in the league. Second one is good. So 8 for Kamenko. Mock lead is 9. Here is Ingram. And Nelson. Nelson looks to be the primary and sometimes maybe only ball handler for Tampa bringing it up. And she can handle it really well. This is Wright Ponder giving it up. Here's Ingram for 3. That's going to go hard off the iron. It comes right to Lamberg. Mocs with the ball and a 9-point lead. Coming up on 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Lamberg will find Mackenzie Steele. And Aubrey Burke. First touch for her on the offensive end, and here's Lamberg. Here is Kamenko. Got a layup, goes up, missed the shot. Rebound Sullivan. And she's pushing up herself. All the way down. Nice jump stop and in. Whoa, what a move by Abney. She's got 5 off the bench for Tampa. 7-point Mock lead. She has really given the Spartans a lift. She averages 4.7. We got a whistle inside as Kalidiev goes down. And we'll see who they got on this one. It will be the 4th foul on Tampa here in the quarter. Here comes Janicki back in. Second foul on Wright Ponder, and that's another big one. Back in now for Tampa will be Terry Battle. So Wright Ponder and Nodge are both out right now. If the Mocs are going to make a run, this might be a good time. Here's Janicki. And boy, what a first quarter. 13 points for Julie in that first quarter. So Kalidiev will go around an Aubrey Burke screen. And now she'll back it out. Now she'll drive in. Trying to go up. Dumped it down. What do we got? Oh, a travel violation called on Kalidiev. Mocs will turn it over for the 4th time in the game. So Nelson will bring it up. Mocs by 7 on the Mid-Florida Credit Union scoreboard. Nelson cut off. Back out for Battle. Nelson again. Ingram, long cross quarter. Deep 3, that will go. Holy cow. How about Aaliyah Abney? 8 points off the bench for her. And she is keeping the Spartans in it, down by 4. Kamenko. Here is Burke. And Kalidiev. Mocs have run their offense very well so far. And we got a whistle inside. And that's going to go against Florida Southern. Julia Janicki going to get her first foul. Mocs will only get their first foul here in the quarter. Florida Southern, by the way, 11 of 23 from the floor, 47.8. Tampa's even better, 11 of 20. But the Mocs have a 12-10 rebounding advantage, and Tampa has turned it over 7 times to the Mocs 5. So there's your differences. This is Sullivan. Down low. Battle going up on Kamenko. She'll score. She's going to be tough. She's got her first basket, and it's a 2-point Florida Southern lead. Mocs led by 11 at one time. It is down to 2. And all credit to the bench for Tampa. Here is Kalidiev. Fake the 3. Nelson cuts her off. Back out for Burke. Kalidiev again. Shot clock at 10 and going lower. Cross court, Mackenzie. Open 3. No. Rebound, Tampa. The Mocs going to tie it up and get. Tampa's going to keep the ball. Tampa will keep it on the possession arrow. Lamberg will get in. Marta Moe will get in. And let's see who the Mocs will bring out. Looks like Janicki coming out and Aubrey Burke coming out. 2-point Florida Southern lead. And I guess I probably jinxed it because I said Tampa's bench hadn't played much. Oh, boy, Tampa's bench has played really well here so far. And that young lady right there, Aaliyah Abney, is one of them. Down low for Battle. They double her. She wants to go up, dumped it off. Here's Nelson. Little open J. Doesn't go. Rebound Kamenko. And Lamberg will bring it up. Kamenko gets her 3rd board of the game. This is Kamenko. Had an elbow look. Didn't take it. Back out now for Steele. Here is Kamenko. She's just behind 3 now. She backs up for Kalidiev. Deep 3 by Becky. Will not go. And a rebound comes down to Tampa, picked up by Battle. Spartans down 2. Can Tyre take the lead on this possession? And boy, Tom Jesse, the Spartans' venerable head coach, he's got to be happy with this quarter. They have really done a nice job. Mocked it off to a 7-0 lead, but Tampa has regrouped. Baseline up, shot, no. Rebound, Elsa Lamberg for the Mocs. Under 2 to go. Here is Kalaidiev. She'll back it out. Back out, Kamenko. Wanted the 3, didn't take it. And now Kalaidiev. Here is Lamberg. Hits the 3. No, air ball. Whoa, that was not good. Out of bounds, and the ball will come back here to the Spartans. Less than 90 seconds to go in the first half. Stay tuned for our halftime show. Tampa with it. Approaching 1 minute to go. It's the Abney pass down low into the corner. Nelson will drain it for 3. Chris Nelson's first basket puts the Spartans up by a point. As we hit 1 minute to go in the half. Lamberg with it. Back out, Mackenzie Steele. She looked at 3. She didn't take it. She fades for 2. No. Rebound, Tampa by Battle. Boy, the Spartans have gotten some minutes off the bench. Wow. And that has got to make Tom Jesse happy, and they're going to run some clock. There is about a 14-second difference between shot and game, so the Mocs ought to get it one more time. And Tampa has run it down to 10, and it's going lower. Here is Nelson. Nelson with it. Dumped it down. Abney to Nelson, corner. No on the 3. Mo the rebound, and now the Mocs can take the lead. Here is Steele and Lamberg. Let's see if they know. Elsa got to take it. Kamenko for 3. No good. And the rebound is by Sullivan, and she's going to dribble it out. And we are going to go to the break with the University of Tampa Spartans nursing a 1-point halftime lead here on the Florida Southern College Mocs. On the Mid-Florida Credit Union scoreboard, our score, Tampa 30 and Florida Southern 29. Stay tuned for our halftime show. It's coming right up here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Welcome back to the Streamline Sale Arena. Some halftime activities going on the floor, and we're going to get a chance to show you our halftime stats here in this one. It has been a good one. You can see the Spartans have taken that 1-point lead, shooting the basketball very well, 13 of 25 from the floor for that 52%. Mocs are 11 of 28, missed their last few shots. They were higher than that most of the time. Florida Southern 3 of 4 at the line. Tampa right now shooting only 33%, only 1 of 3 from the free throw line. How about the rebounds? All even, nobody with a block. 7 turnovers for Tampa. The Mocs have only 5, and in points off turnovers right now, it is Tampa 9 and Florida Southern 8. Florida Southern actually had an 8-1 lead in points off turnovers. That has drastically turned around. And a lot of that has to do with the play of Aaliyah Abney, a 5'8 junior out of Rochester. She was a graduate of Freedom High in Tampa, also went to Charleston Southern University. and she has come off the bench to score 8 points on 3 of 4 from the floor. She played 10 minutes, or half the half. Sullivan has 7, and she played all 20. So did Nelson, and so did Ingram. Nelson with 3 and Ingram with 2. And again, that's what we have seen out of the University of Tampa. The starters play a lot. But Dory Nodge got in foul trouble, and head coach Tom Jesse elected to keep her on the bench with 2 fouls. She only has 2 points in the game so far. I am sure we will see her coming out to start the second half. And LaShayla Wright Ponder also played a lot of minutes in the first half, wound up with 6 points so far in the game. For Florida Southern, and again, this has a little bit of a feel of the Eckerd game the other day. Julia Janicki had 13 first quarter points here tonight for the Mocs, did not score in the second, and also didn't play quite as much as she did early on. Kat Kamenko with 8 points so far in the game. Mackenzie Steele with 4. 3 for Elsa Landberg on the only 3 that she hit. Mo with 1 point. And Florida Southern finds itself down here by a score of 30-29. See if we find some other stats here. It looks like the rebounding, as you see on the board there, is all even at 15. 5 offensive rebounds for the Mocs and 3 for the Spartans. Tampa with 8 assists on 13 made baskets. The Mocs with 7 on 11. So the Mocs are distributing it again, but they didn't start well to shoot. They didn't finish the half very well shooting. And right now they find themselves down by a point here on the Mid-Florida Credit Union scoreboard. Plenty more to come here at the half. Mocs are down a point, and we're back right after this on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Welcome back to the Streamline Sale Arena here inside the Jenkins Fieldhouse. Mocs on the short end of a 1-point score here at the half against the conference leaders, the University of Tampa Spartans 9-0, Florida Southern at 7-2. Well, time now for the Mock Hot Seat. This is a in-game feature that we bring you every game. It'll feature a mock player with some questions by Wilfi Zackerly, who's the director of our video communications department here at Florida Southern. And today's Will's guest is Ashley Shell.
Hey, Mocs fans, Wilfi Zackerly here for yet another edition of the Mock Hot Seat. Today in the Mock Hot Seat, we have Ashley Shell. Ashley, are you ready for the Mock Hot Seat?
Yes.
All right, I like that confidence. 10 questions. Here we go. Would you rather meet aliens or dinosaurs?
Aliens.
How many holes are in a straw?
1.
Android or iPhone?
iPhone.
What's your favorite social media?
Twitter.
You just won a month-long vacation for 2. Where are you going? Who are you taking with you?
Bahamas and my best friend, Melissa.
What's your favorite song right now?
Hot Girl Summer by Meg Thee Stallion.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
What actor would play in a movie?
I guess Beyonce.
If you could be any breakfast cereal, what would you be?
Captain Crunch.
And lastly, what's the best thing about Florida Southern?
My teammates.
All right, well, you absolutely nailed it. Thank you so much for coming to the Mock Hot Seat. For FSCMocs.com, I'm Wilfi Zackerly. We'll see you next time, Mocs fans.
Welcome back to the Streamline Sale Arena here inside the Jenkins Fieldhouse. Mocs on the short end, but only by a point. As on the Mid-Florida Credit Union scoreboard, the Mocs find themselves down 30-29. Well, we talked about the importance of this game. It is certainly important for two areas. One is the Sunshine State Conference standings. We mentioned to you that Tampa is number 1 in the league right now, and Florida Southern is tied with Eckerd for second place in the league. This year, the conference tournaments will be hosted by the higher seeds throughout the 3 rounds. That means if you finish in the top 4, you have a home game in the first round. It's very important to get that first game at home. It would be really nice to get the second and third games at home, but that would mean that you would have to win the conference tournament. You would have to win the conference regular season in order to do that. That's why this game is so important. If the Mocs can pull this one out, they'll be within a game of Tampa in the conference standings going into the second half of the season. Now, the return game is at Tampa, we know that, but, that's better than being 3 full games out. That's why this one is so important. Irrespective of what happens tonight, it is really important for the Mocs to get into that 4th spot in the conference so that the Mocs can at least get 1 home game. Second could be 2 home games. That's exactly what the Mocs would need. This game is also very, very important when we're talking about the region. And again, in the South region in basketball, it's the Sunshine State Conference, the Gulf South Conference, and the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. 3 conferences for an 8-team single elimination tournament. You know all about it if you're a Mocs fan because the Mocs hosted it here last year and lost in the finals to Nova Southeastern. Well, I would say right now the Mocs really have no chance to host it on the women's side. But it's interesting to note that of the Mocs' 7 regular season losses, only 3 of them are in the region. Now, the Mocs lost 2 games in Missouri over the Thanksgiving break. They lost to Drury here, as I mentioned earlier, the number 1 team. And they also lost to Bentley here. So they are not in bad shape in the region. I put together a little bit of a list here of women's teams. Take a look at this right now. And I went by losses because that's really the most important part right now. Lee, who beat the Mocs here from the Gulf South, looks like the leader, but Tampa is right there. This southern region could be in Tampa. It could be at Lee, which is Cleveland, Tennessee. Delta State has 2 losses. Eckerd has 2 losses. The Mocs have 3. Union of Union, Tennessee in the Gulf South has 3. Montevallo has 3 from Alabama. West Georgia has 3 losses. And I forgot all about Benedict, which is the SIAC leader. They only have 1 loss, but the SIAC's strength of schedule is pretty bad, and it will really hurt Benedict's chances of hosting. As far as strength of schedule is concerned, the Mocs are in great shape. They're 59th right now out of 311. The only team that's better of the ones that I went over is Union. They're at 58. So the Mocs are in pretty good shape, but that's with 10.5 games to go. And that means a lot of games, and a lot can happen in that time. Well, don't go away. We're going to take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll be very close to the start of the second half. You can see both teams are out there warming up. Got 20 more minutes of women's college basketball for you here. And the Mid-Florida Credit Union scoreboard has the Mocs down by 1. We're back after 2 minutes here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Welcome back to the Streamline Sale Arena here at the Jenkins Fieldhouse. There's our halftime score on the Mid-Florida Credit Union scoreboard. Mocs are down a point to the University of Tampa Spartans. And when play resumes, I would imagine Tampa will have its starting lineup back in, which means Dory Nodge and LaShayla Wright-Ponder, both of whom experienced a little bit of foul difficulties in the first half. And a reminder that this is only the first of two here tonight. We will have men's basketball for you here 30 minutes after the conclusion of this game. The Mocs men now ranked number 9 nationally in the country. First time they have been in the top 10 this year, and boy, that is really a tribute to as good as that Mocs team has played the entire season. Tampa comes in with only a 5-12 record, but they just beat Embry-Riddle, and Embry-Riddle beat the Mocs earlier, so believe me, there are no free lunches in the Sunshine State Conference. We also want to remind you that there will be basketball here on Saturday at the start of the second half. It will be the Berry Buccaneers from Miami coming up. The women will play at 5:30, the men at 7:30, and the Berry men are right now in a three-way tie with Nova and the Mocs for first place on the men's side. Berry lost at St. Leo last Saturday night, and St. Leo is playing great on the men's side right now. They have become a factor in both the conference and the regional races, and we'll talk more about that as we get into the men's game later on here tonight. But just know that there will be basketball here on Saturday, the women at 5:30, the men at 7:30, and the opponent will be the Berry Buccaneers. Well, the Mocs will get the ball to start half number 2, and here is Becky Kalaidiev with it. And it looks like the Spartan starters are indeed back in. Down low, wide open, bucket, and the Mocs will take a 1-point lead off the Ashley Shell pass to Becky Kalaidiev, and Shell also back in, playing with those 2 fouls. Becky's first point of the game. So a good start by the Mocs here in quarter number 3. Nelson will give it up. This is Sullivan, the freshman, going in. Shot up and scores. They did not give the charge. Could have been maybe. 9 points now for Sullivan, and Tampa back up by a point. A lot of lead changes in this thing so far. Shell for Kamenko. Nodge out on her. And here is Janicki for 3. In and out. Oh, tough break. Nodge will get a rebound, her 4th of the game. Here is Nelson. Corner, fake the 3. We did Ingram. Here's Nelson. And Tampa will run its offense. Spartans by 1, a minute into quarter number 3. Here's Sullivan. Down to the left side. Nodge sees an opening. Lost the ball. I think there's going to be a block. It's going to go on, let's see, I think they get Kamenko for it. Let's check, though. Or Kalaidiev, my bad. Kalaidiev will get it. That will be her first, and a couple of free throws coming up for Dory Nodge. She only has 2 points, well below her average. But she sat out a lot of minutes in that first half. And she did not get the roll. Nodge for the year is at 72.5 from the line. One more now for Dory Nodge. Can give her team a 2-point lead. And does. So Nodge with 3. Here is Kalaidiev, and the Mocs down 2 with the ball in front court. Becky sort of sizing things up. Now here is Janicki. We got a foul there. And it looks like that's going to go on Julia Ingram, who will pick up her first foul. And that will be Tampa will pick up its first foul here in the third quarter. And the ball will be inbounded right in front of the Mocs bench by Janicki. And here is Kalaidiev. Mocs are down 2, and they have the ball. Can tie or take the lead here. Janicki. Kalaidiev. Shot clock, a big factor. Hollering it out. Janicki goes up, threw up a prayer, didn't get it. Nodge gets a rebound. Tampa back the other way with Ingram. Into the corner, Sullivan for the open jumper will go. Malia Sullivan with double figures now with 11. And the Spartans have widened the lead to 4. Biggest lead Tampa's had in a while. Here is Shell. Janicki. And Kalaidiev. Let's see how the Mocs respond to a little adversity here. Kamenko, deep 3. No. And a foul on Shell, I believe, and that'll be 3 on Ashley. They may have to get her out right now. She picked up 2 in the first quarter. Didn't play a whole lot in the second. So here's Landberg back in for Kalaidiev. Mocs are down 4. Inbounds pass for Ingram. Now Nelson gets it. And the Spartans come to front court. Trying to drive through and cut off there is Nelson. Here's Nodge. Down low. Ponder trying to save it, could not. Pass was pretty hard. Turnover number 10 for Tampa. Let's see if the Mocs can take advantage of it. Down 4. Here is Landberg. Janicki trying to drive through, couldn't get there. Here's Steele. Kamenko down low for Shell. Wants to post, goes up, shot, won't go. Oh, and the ball bounced right off the foot of Wright Ponder. Boy, did the Mocs get a break there. Huge break for Florida Southern. Landberg will inbound. And let's see, there's a little discussion over at the scorer's table here. They have 30 on the shot clock. We'll see. Yeah, they're going to put it at 20. Okay, they're going to say that the Mocs had possession, didn't score. Tampa went out, so it's 20 on the clock. Of course, that's the new rule this year, but you could almost maybe interpret that Tampa had it. That's the question, but it looks like they're going to say 20 on the clock. Betsy Harris, you can see having a discussion there with Anthony Napolitano. Here is Janicki for 3. Gosh, no good. Landberg a rebound up. Got it. How about Elsa? Elsa's got 5. Mocs down 2. Nelson. Down low. Stolen away by the Mocs. Here comes Ashley Shell. She'll slow it. She'll find Elsa. Mocs down 2 with the ball. Janicki looking. Shell, right elbow. Got it! And we're tied. Ashley Shell's first basket of the game. And we are all even at 35 here on the Mid-Florida Credit Union scoreboard. Here's Nelson. For Nodge. Dumped it down. Mocs almost had it. Ball looked like it went out off of Kat Kamenko. Tampa will keep it. And you can see 16 on the clock. Game all even. Mocs battled back. We asked how they would do. Did just fine. Corner for Sullivan. Back out. Nodge gives it up for Nelson. Here's Nodge. Wants to drive in on Kamenko. Goes up. Missed the shot. Kamenko with a rebound. Great job by Kat. Gets her 4th board. Here is Elsa. Mocs can take the lead. For Janicki. For Shell. Shell wants to drive. She's going to go up. She didn't get it. Ball goes out, and we got a foul. Let's see if they're agreeing here. Well, they're going to talk about it. Let's see. I think it goes against Tampa. So we will see. The foul did, in fact, go against Wright Ponder, her 3rd. That's a big foul. 3 here in the quarter on the Mocs. Tampa with a couple. Inbounds pass by Elsa. They're still discussing this, and I'm not sure that they all agree on it. That's what it looks like. And maybe they're discussing the clock here. The clock did say 16. Now, they put it back at 20. May stay at 16. Having a couple of clock issues here in the quarter. Nope, they're going to leave it at 20. So here we go. Landberg needs to get it in. And she does to Janicki. Janicki backs it out. Dumped it down for Ashley Shell. A kick. And the Mocs will keep the basketball with 15 on the clock. So Janicki will inbound. Again, we're all even here. Mocs trying to take the lead. Lambert. For Shell. Here is Shell from Steele. Foul. And Ashley Shell will shoot two. And don't want to jinx her, but she's a pretty good free throw shooter. Probably just did, so we'll see. Foul will go on Tori Nodge. How about that? Nodge and Wright Ponder both with 3 fouls. Ashley for the year is 81.4. Now, what do we have a technical? Wow. Let's see about this. That had to be on a player, I think. Yeah, maybe it's on Tom Jesse. The Tampa bench gets the foul, and Ashley Shell gets the free throw. Mocs get a chance to take a lead here now. They're up 1. And up 2. So Janicki will come to take the technicals, and she is the 5th leading free throw shooter in the country at 92.5. And that's why. First points since the first quarter. It's a big one. And how about that? The Mocs take 4 points off a foul and a technical, and the basketball belongs to the Florida Southern College Mocs. And Tom Jesse wants a timeout here for the University of Tampa. How about the Mocs, boy? They really made use of those free throws. On the Mid-Florida Credit Union scoreboard, the Mocs lead it by 4, and we're back after this on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Mocs basketball following the technical and the foul. 4-point Florida Southern lead. Can they make it a 7-point play or 6? Here is Steele, guarded by Sullivan. Now Kamenko, now Steele again. Dump down for Shell. Shell trying to go up. Goes up and got it. So it is a 6-point play for the Mocs, and Ashley Shell was 6 in the quarter. That's the Florida Southern lead. This is Nelson. Back out for Ingram. Back out again for Wright Ponder. Threw it away. Turnover Tampa looking for Nodge. The 10th turnover in the game. Coming out now will be Shayla Wright Ponder, and checking back in will be Terry Battle. And Tampa, it looks like we are going to have another timeout here. Let's see if it's full. I think it is. So we'll go ahead and step aside. The Mocs with a 6-point lead on free throws and an Ashley Shell bucket here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Mocs on a 10-0 run the last 2 minutes and 7 seconds. Tampa without a point the last 3:10 of this third quarter. 6-point Mock lead. And here is the offensive foul. Offensive foul looks like on Ashley Shell. And that, I believe, is 4. Wow, they may need to get her out. So 4 indeed on Ashley Shell. And Tampa will inbound the basketball. Here's Nelson. They're going to get Marta Moe back in, but they can't get it right now. Tampa has the ball. Nelson dumped it off. Here's Sullivan around a notch screen. Sullivan near the foul line. The jumper is no good. Rebound by Nodge. Up, no good. Shell the rebound, and here comes Elsa Landberg. Long one for Jenneke, and she'll gather it in. Elsa back out. Mox will run the offense. Here is Jenneke again for Shell. Jumper. Got it! Ashley Shell. Boy, she's been in a little bit of a slump of late, but she is firing out today. The problem is she's got 4 fouls. Mock lead is 8. Moe will get in when the next dead ball comes up. This is Sullivan. For Nodge. They double. Got rid of it. Out of bounds. Is it? No. Play. Mocs get it. They say it was still in. Mocs in a hurry with steal. Almost lost it. Got it back and almost a steal. Boy, and how about this? There's some close passes there. Jenneke back out. Kamenko, the little open jumper off the glass. Cat knocks it down for 10. And the Mock lead is back to 10. And Nelson will bring it up. And again, Shell playing with 4. She's got 8 in the quarter here. Nelson. Nodge. Wright Ponder will score. That breaks the slump for Tampa. Wright Ponder with 8 now. Mocs by 8. Here is Jenneke. Down for Shell and too hard over her head. And that will get her out with 4 fouls. And back in is Aaliyah Abney, who had a tremendous second quarter for Tampa. 8 points off the bench. So Marta Moe in for Shell, and that probably is going to be for a while. I'm sure we'll see Ashley again, but not for a while. Here's Nelson. And Nodge. And a block on Elsa Landberg. Didn't quite get there. And for the Mocs, that should be 4. Tampa also has 4 here in the quarter. Still got some time, so free throws could be a factor. Landberg coming out and Kalidiev checking back in. That's only Elsa's first foul. So free throws for the next one either side. Here is Nelson. Guarded by Becky Kalidiev, and now Nodge. Marta Moe with her. Nelson. Sullivan. Layup. No! Moe, that's going to be a foul on Sullivan, no doubt about it. Marta Moe got inside. Got a chance for a rebound. And so it should be free throws coming up, I believe, for Marta Moe. 2 free throws from now on for the Mocs with 2:41 to go here in the quarter. And a chance for the Mocs to maybe get back to double digits here. Marta's 1 for 2 at the line so far today, both in the second quarter. He's got 2 here. 2 for 3. Mock lead is 9. 1 more for Marta Moe. Got them both. Great free throw shooting by the young freshman. Mocs by 10. Nelson for Tampa in front court. Here is Sullivan for Nodge. For Abney. Oh, nice move inside, and she scores. Wow, she went through 2. 10 points for Abney off the bench. And 8 point. Mock lead, and ball bounced by Jenneke, bounced the ball off her foot. And Tampa's going to get the ball. And Jenneke's going to get a foul trying to get it back. That'll be her second, and now we'll go the other way and shoot some free throws. Marta Aranda in for the first time, and Jenneke will come out. Free throws coming up here for Ingram. And good. Ingram for the year. How about this? 90% from the line. And got them both. And you can see now both teams shoot free throws pretty darn good. Tampa's only 3 of 6 today, which is a little bit 4 of 7 rather. A little bit unusual for them. Here's Mo. Here's Kalaidiev. Steal. Oh, and Kamenko could not hold on. Turnover, unforced turnover. Mocs will turn it over for the 9th time. Those can hurt. The Mock lead is 6. Now, we've seen this before. Mocs got the lead. Tampa came back. Almost knocked away from Sullivan. Deep 3 by Abney. That won't go. And Mo will get a rebound. So Kalaidiev finds Marta Aranda. Gets her first offensive touch. And she's looking around. Here is Aranda again inside, threw it away, but the Mocs get a break. And she takes a long 3, comes up short. And Steele over the back on a foul. And I'm not sure why. Pretty deep. Pretty deep 3-point shot that time. So Steele will pick up the foul, her first. 2 free throws here for Nelson. Lambert coming back here. And that will get Mackenzie Steele out. Nelson for the year at 88.5. And you can see why. 4 points for Chris Nelson. She averages 9.2. She's got one more. And got them both. So once again, Tampa has responded after being down. Spartans 6 points in the last minute, and Betsy Harris wants a 30-second timeout, and I think it will indeed be a 30 here. So we'll go ahead and keep it here as Betsy Harris really not that happy with what she has seen here in the last couple of minutes. Tampa's going on that run. Boy, it's just been that kind of game. The Mocs have gotten out. They've played really, really well, and then Tampa has chugged its way back. And Tampa did it in the first half with subs off the bench, especially Aaliyah Abney. Well, this time it's been mostly starters that have got it done. Abney does have 1 basket off the bench. But, boy, I'll tell you what, there is no lead safe against this Tampa Spartan team, and it's pretty easy to see why. They are 9-0 in conference play. So the Mocs will have the basketball, a 4-point Florida Southern lead. And, boy, they would like to get that lead into the locker room here, or rather to the bench to start quarter number 4. Elsa in front court with it for the Mocs. Nelson with her all the way. And she's looking for help, and she finds it. Here is Kalaidiev. Becky backs it out. Shot clock under 10. Becky sees an opening. Going to go. Dumped it off. Mo, the little jumper. No. Rebound Nelson. Back the other way. Spartans down 4. Had to pull up. Had to get rid of the ball. Here's Notch. Corner for Sullivan. She'll back it out. And a steal by Aranda. Marta Aranda going to go all the way down against Sullivan. Dumped it off for Kamenko. She'll kick it out for Lambert. And now the Mocs have to reset. And they will. And they can get pretty much the last shot. There's about a 5-second difference between shot and game. So let's see what they want to do. Here is Kamenko. Cat trying to go in. Takes the short jumper. Didn't get it to go. And the rebound comes down to Nodge. So Tampa can get the last shot. Here is Nelson. Here is Abney. Stops. Pops. Got it. Holy cow. It's a 2 by Aaliyah Abney. She's got 12 off the bench. And just like that, we will head to the 4th quarter with the Mocs nursing a 2-point lead here on the Mid-Florida Credit Union scoreboard. Mocs are up 47-45. 4th quarter coming up here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Welcome back to the Streamline Sale Arena here at the Jenkins Fieldhouse. Fourth quarter about to get underway. The Mocs trying to knock off the conference unbeaten University of Tampa Spartans. It's a 2-point Florida Southern lead. Tampa will have the ball, and here we go. Malia Sullivan had a good one, 11 points, and she's got it. Here's Nodge. Playing with 3. Abney still in the game. Lost the ball out of bounds. Going to go back to the Mocs. Abney pleading for a touch. Didn't get it. 13th turnover for Tampa. Mocs are outscoring the Spartans 14-11 in points off turnovers. Lamberg in front court. Kamenko in, Moe in. Janicki in and Steele in for Florida Southern. Here is Janicki. Back for Mackenzie Steele. Janicki again for Moe. Wants to go. Trying to go. Goes up. Shot no. Rebound comes down to Nodge. Tampa can tie or take the lead again. Here is Nelson. Mock bench and some of the fans hollering defense here. Here's Sullivan. Back out for Abney. Nodge on Kamenko. Up, got it. We're tied and 1. Nodge with only her 5th point of the game. She's got a free throw coming up. Kamenko will pick up the foul, her 2nd in the game. 1st in the quarter on Florida Southern. So Dory Nodge can give the Spartans the lead. Twice they have come back from double digits. And she does. 6 points for Nodge. Long way to go. Under 9 here in quarter number 4. Here's Steele. Kamenko. Steele again. And Lamberg. Mackenzie had a 3, couldn't quite get it off. Abney popped out on her. Kamenko lost the ball. She got it back. Here's Janicki in traffic, needs help. Oh, they call travel. Whoa, they call it travel. 10th turnover on Florida Southern. Tampa with a 1-point lead and the ball. Fourth quarter just underway. This is Nelson, guarded by Steele. For Sullivan. This is Nelson again through traffic trying to go up. Travel violation called. Turnover number 14 on Tampa. So the Mocs get it back down 1. Here is Lamberg. Kamenko, little jumper, no good. And a rebound by Nodge. Gets her 9th board of the game. Here's Sullivan into the middle for Abney. Kicked it out. Ingram faked the 3. This is Abney again trying to go through. And 1 for Aaliyah Abney. Boy, I thought for a second they might call a travel. But Abney with 14 off the bench, and Ashley Shell's going to come back with 4 fouls. Well, I think they need to. They're down 3. As Kamenko will get her 3rd foul. Marta Moe comes out. And Abney will shoot a free throw. Boy, what a game she has had. She is at 70.8 for the year. And look at that. 15 points for Aaliyah Abney. Freedom High grad from Tampa. She has really stepped up big. And we got a foul inside. It's going to go against Nodge. And that'll be 4 on her. So this will be interesting. 4th foul on Dory Nodge. Well, the Mocs would like to get her out. Of course, I think Tampa would like to get Ashley Shell out too. And I would think both teams would go right at those 2 young ladies from here on. Janicki for Lamberg. Mocs down 4. Now, they responded down 4 earlier in the game. Let's see if they do it here. Ashley Shell for 3. In and out. Boy, tough break. Nelson with a rebound for Tampa. And now Tampa can run some clock. We mentioned at the open here, at the outset of this game, that these teams don't score a lot of points against each other. This is Nudge trying to go through traffic. She threw up a prayer, but she's going to shoot free throws. And I think Elsa Lambert's going to get the foul. Her second. It's 3 on the Mocs here in the quarter. So Nudge to shoot 2. And Dory Nudge knocks down another one. Came in at 72.5. She is 3 of 4 at the line. And 4 of 5. So back into the game for Tampa will be LaShayla Wright Ponder. Nudge will sit with 4. Mocs are down 6. Biggest deficit Florida Southern has had. Here is Shell. Back out, Steele for 3, and the Mocs need it and got it. How about Mackenzie Steele, her first 3 in the game? She's got 7, and the Mocs are down 3, her 33rd 3 of the year. Nelson will bring it up, Mocs down 3. Or Abney, my bad, Abney will bring it up. And Nelson will get it now. Nelson with it. Lamberg with her. This is Sullivan all the way in, and she scores. 13 for Sullivan, a 5-point lead for Tampa. Down low for Shell. Ashley needs help, kicks it out. Kamenko still needs help. And now Janicki. Janicki has not been able to get open after that first quarter. Very similar to the Eckert game. Here's Lamberg. Shot clock a factor. Elsa dumped it down. Shell, little shot is good. Ashley wide open, has got 10. Mocs again are down 3. Long way to go. Nelson again with Lamberg. Open is Sullivan. Missed the shot. Rebound, Kamenko. Janicki comes up, and Lamberg will have the ball. And I think Chris Burgess has made it, and we'll get him right on here to join me. Lob down low for Shell. Back out, Steele, sees an opening, now pulls up, jumper good. Mackenzie Steele with 9, and the Mocs have battled back down 1. Boy, you missed a good one.
Yeah, I'm missing a lot. Yeah, I see that.
Mocs have had a double-digit lead twice, and Tampa's come back both times. Abney off the bench, missed that one. Rebound, Janicki. That's one of the few times she has missed. She's got 15 off the bench for Tampa. Here is Janicki. Mocs can take the lead. Kamenko had a chance, didn't do it. Janicki for Lamberg. Janicki again. Trying to spin move, a little jumper, no. And a rebound. It's going to go on Kamenko, who picks up her 4th foul. And that is 3 here in the quarter on Kamenko.
It looks like going to immediate timeout, too.
It looks like they certainly will. Timeout on the floor. The Mid-Florida Credit Union scoreboard has the Mocs down by 1. And we're back with more after this on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Welcome back to the Streamline Sale Arena. There's our score and time remaining. The Mocs are down 1 here to this Tampa team. And right now, Chris, both Kamenko and Shell have 4 fouls each. And, boy, that could be devastating for the Mocs.
Yeah, they've been in this situation before, though. Really close game. So they got to be smart. They got to play defense smart. And this is where you win the ball games. You got to execute on offensive defensive end. And hopefully, like I said, they got 436. You've been up twice with double-digit figures. Hopefully they can go on a run.
Yeah, Tampa has done a marvelous job of coming back. The Mocs have been down by 4 on 2 or 3 different occasions and have been able to come back. So that's where we are right now. A 1-point lead for the University of Tampa. And Ashley Schell looks like she's remaining in the game. And so is Kamenko. So both players are going to play with 4 fouls. And Tampa really quickly will get the ball in. I don't think the Mocs were ready. But here we go. Nelson in front court. Lamberg again with her. Been a good matchup all day. Still with it. This is Sullivan down low. This is Nodge trying to go up on Shell. Kicked it out. 3 by Sullivan will go. Malia Sullivan, the Winter Haven grad, has 16, and the Mocs are down 4.
I thought it was pretty good defense for the most part. She almost traveled, but that was a big-time three-point shot.
This is Steele. And boy, Sullivan is only a freshman. Oh, let's see. Offensive foul on Shell, and that will send her out of the game.
Yeah, that's big because, as she comes, she brings a lot of energy. Been playing pretty well. It seems like tonight, 4 for 8 from the field. Coach going to have to make a decision now. Who do you put on the floor?
Well, Marta Moe has played most of the game here as that first sub off the bench, so it looks like they're going to stick with her. Moe has 3 points in the game so far, and all at the free throw line. Mocs down 4. Here is Nelson. Backing it up for Sullivan. Down low, Nodge. Layup missed it. Triple teamed, an easy layup coming in for Julia Ingram. Her second basket of the game. She's got 6, and the Mocs are down 6.
And that was just a great pass. Great diving down to the basket for the easy layup.
This is Moe and Lamberg. Again, Tampa 9-0 in conference play. Have run the table so far here in the first half. The Mocs are the last hurdle. Marta Moe, the shot. No good, and an easy rebound for Sullivan.
We're definitely going to have to get stops now. We got to go on the run. Still got plenty of time to come back, but 3 minutes left, and the clock's on their side. Got to make some stops right now.
Nelson. Down low for Nodge. You're going up on Moe. She missed the shot. Rebound for Jenicky coming from behind. Julia will find Lamberg. Here's Steele. And we got a timeout called by Betsy Harris. That will leave the Mocs with 2 timeouts remaining in the game. She calls a 30, down by 6 here. It's the largest deficit the Mocs have had in a while. And boy, right now, Chris, like you said, I think they just need to execute, and they need to get stops on both ends.
It's going to be really important to knock down shots. You got to go out there and play with a lot of confidence because you don't have a lot of time. Like I said, you're down 6, 2:48 left to go. You're going to have to hit shots quickly, but defensively, you can't let anything easy as well, too.
Well, we don't have Andrew tonight, so you may be pressed into some duty downstairs.
I got you.
All right. Because I'm not running.
So you're not running.
That's over. Those days are gone. Well, here is Steele going to inbound. Boy, it's a big series for the Mocs. They need a hoop. And Lamberg in front court. Here is Jenicky. Jenicky had 13 in the first quarter, only 2 so far the rest of the way. Very similar to that Eckerd game here a couple weeks ago. Jenicky going up now, didn't get it on the floor. Jenicky tried to touch it. Going to stay with the Mocs, and boy, Sullivan is really unhappy about it.
Great hustle, though. She ended up thinking the ball was going to go out of bounds and just didn't go after it.
So 20 on the clock. And the inbounds pass coming up. Here's Jenicky. Steps back, pops, just short. And a rebound by Nodge. Nodge will get her 11th rebound of the game. And here is Nelson. And Tampa can run some clock with a 6-point lead. This is Sullivan. Sullivan with it, looking, lobbing for Nodge. They double her. Travel.
Yep.
Mocs get the ball back as we approach 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, that was really good help side. Just understanding they're running that same set every time, trying to see if we're going to double or if we're going to go help. But really good job, help side defense to make a travel.
And Betsy Harris wants another timeout. Mocs want to get it in front court here.
Get a score.
So the Mocs are down to 1 timeout remaining and a 6-point deficit here for Florida Southern. And now, of course, Ashley Schell is out. Kamenko playing with 4. as is Dory Nodge, and they have not been able to get her out. Nodge, by the way, only played a few minutes in the first half. She got 2 quick ones, came out, and she has been back in the whole second half.
Yeah, she's been a problem. And she has 8 points, 2 for 7 from the field, but she has 11 rebounds. So
yeah, she's tough.
Like she's been tough. Yep.
Yeah, former University of South Florida player, only a sophomore here at Tampa. She's a sophomore and Sullivan's a freshman, so they have some pretty good players here. Well, here we go, Lamberg. Let's see if the Mocs can get a little closer, down 6. Steal for Kamenko, for Kalidiev, for Janicki. Lamberg. Janicki again. I got to get a shot pretty soon. Shot clock under 10. Janicki trying to go. There's the layup, too hard, and the rebound to Nelson.
Tough one. She had that opportunity right there. It seems like she kind of got the defender up, but just missed the layup.
This is Nelson in front court. And she'll back it out.
Yeah, they're running some clock.
Yes,
they
will.
Same set, running some clock, getting a pretty good shot.
So Nelson backing it up, and we're under 10 on the clock. Here's Sullivan. Goes up, shot, no, rebound inside. Rebound. That's a huge rebound for Nelson. And now it's an 8-point mock deficit.
Yeah, that was a big-time rebound right there.
And Kalidiev will be fouled by Nelson.
Got to box out. I'm not saying it's the backbreaker, but that was a really big bucket right there.
Yeah, it was.
Rebound for the layup.
So Becky will shoot 2. Mocs are down 8, and we have less than a minute to play here on the Mid-Florida Credit Union scoreboard. 7.
You got a full court press. Try to see if you can get some steals.
And 6. Got them both. And another timeout called, this one by Tom Jesse over at the University of Tampa. A 6-point Spartan lead here. We'll keep it here on this timeout. And I would think, Chris, that the Mocs are going to have to pick up pretty much full court here. And both teams are the top 2 free throw shooting teams in the league. So it's kind of pick your poison here. And boy, all of these Tampa players can shoot the free throws.
Yeah, try to see if you can create a 5-second violation so you can just keep the ball on your side of the on your side of the court. That'd be the best situation probably. Try to face guard and try to deny as much as you can, get that call violation, because they get it in, like you said. Now you kind of play with fire, see if they go to free throw line, knock down free throws or not.
Well, the Spartans only have 3 team fouls, so they can gamble a little bit. The Mocs cannot. So here we go. Tampa will get it in front court, and Aaliyah Abney, the youngster off the bench, has played really well. Here is Nelson. Mocs need to get the clock stopped. They may need to foul Nelson pretty quickly. Yeah. Trying to get it. Boy, Nelson is tough. She can handle it. Still, they're not calling a foul.
Got a foul.
Back out it comes. She's trying to dribble the game out. Can't quite do it. Into the corner. Abney trying to go through. Dumped it off the Nodge, who scores.
That's tough, yeah. Yeah, that's tough one right there. She threw it like behind her back. Yep. I'm not sure how she even got it there. But just great concentration by Nag to pretty much just finish that with the contact. Now she's at the free throw line.
So the Mocs are down 8 with about half a minute to go. And Nodge will get 1 free throw coming up. Nodge with 10 points so far. Abney with 19 off the bench. And that will get Kamenko out of the game with 5 fouls. 4 here in the quarter on Cat. So 1 more for Dory Nodge. And it looks like the Mocs are going to lose their 8th time and their 3rd time here in conference play. And got her 1 free throw for 11. And Lamberg will bring it up. Kalidiev need to get a shot. There's Becky, will score. Becky scores for the Mocs. She's got 6. And a quick foul. Yep. And that'll send Abney to the low. Let's check that. No, they called a timeout. Yeah, Tom Jesse got a timeout before that happened. So Tampa with a 7-point lead, and basically they can run it out.
Because we gotta. If we don't get steals, our best bet is to get steals and try to go the other way. Because if we fouling, it seems like they're making every right play right here in the 4th quarter.
Well, Tampa for the game is 11 of 14 from the line, and the Mocs are 11 of 12. Again, they are 1 and 2 in the league in free throw shooting, and it shows. Tampa is going to win the rebounding battle tonight, 31-26. They lead the league in defensive rebounds allowed, and that shows here a little bit tonight too as well.
Yeah, for the Mocs, I can remember with the boys about 2 years ago, we'd be in situations like this, and they would get steal after steal. We're gonna need a miracle for the Mocs. Yeah, trying to see if we can get back in this game. And it seems like they're taking it out from half. Yeah, they advance the ball, taking it out from half court. You're definitely going, like I said, going to have to try to get steals. A 5-second violation would be nice too. Get a quick bucket. But you have to deny.
Abney for Sullivan, and they need a fouler. They need to foul Nelson. Ingram. They're not getting to foul anybody.
Yeah,
and now there is Nelson now, and she's going to run it out.
Yeah.
Pretty close. Ingram. Now they triple her, and we got a jump ball. And it's going to go to the Mocs, but not much time left.
Kind of ran out the clock. So.
Well, I think we can see why Tampa is undefeated in conference play, and probably along with Lee, the top two teams in the South region. Kalaidiev, she'll go up and get another one. Nope, couldn't get it. Janicki will score, but it will be, let's see, they call a foul? They did.
Yep.
They sure did. So 0.8 left in free throws for Becky. She's got 6 points. And 2 more. And Becky now with 7. And 1 more.
Yeah, I know it just got here. It was a pretty tough break. Seems like since I was here watching the last couple of minutes, seems like Tampa was just doing everything right.
Well, they're a good team, and the Mocs are too.
Right.
Inbounds pass to Sullivan, and that will do it. So, an 18-point third quarter for Tampa. An 18-point third quarter for Florida Southern. Winds up only 13 here in the fourth quarter, and Tampa gets 20 to win this thing going away by a 65-60 count. So, a tough loss here for the Florida Southern College Mocs here. Florida Southern falls to 10-8 overall, 7-3 in conference play, and 4 losses in regional play. Tampa now goes to 13-3 overall, but a perfect 10-0 in conference play. And Tampa has only 1 loss in regional play, both Tampa and Lee with 1 loss in regional play. And right now, Chris, the way this thing is shaping up, the South Regional Tournament's going to be at Lee in Cleveland, Tennessee, or right down the road here at the University of Tampa.
Yeah, really good team. They came out. I'm seeing they allowed us to. Well, they defensively we only shot 38% from the field, so you got to credit their defense on that. Shot 31 from the 3, and we got really pretty good 3-point shooting players on our team. They just came out. Like you said, that fourth quarter when you need the stops, when you need to execute, you need to perform. They came out and they showed why they're the top team in the conference.
Yeah, the Mocs have been a little bit of a slump shooting-wise on the women's side for the last few games. They did score a bundle here against Palm Beach Atlantic the last Saturday, but it's been a little bit of a rough go for Florida Southern. I think we saw just how good this University of Tampa team can be. I mean, the Mocs twice in the game had a double-digit lead by 10 and 11, and both times Tampa was able to come back. And, boy, Aaliyah Abney, she came into the game averaging 4.7 points per game. She winds up with, well, they took her out here. I have her with 15, but I saw that the scorebook had her with 19 here.
Yeah, 19 off the bench.
So, and it's interesting. The one thing I talked about is the one thing that has plagued the men's team a little bit. They have not had a very deep bench.
Right.
Tampa has not had a deep bench. In fact, I figured out that their starters play 34 of 40 minutes, all 5 of them. And tonight, Abney comes off the bench and lights it up for the Spartans. And I would think Tom Jesse's found himself another player.
Yeah, that's really good teams. They figure out ways to win. And people, like I said, it's next person up, next player up. And she came out and she was ready to perform. She helped the team win when they were kind of struggling. Like I said, we were playing really well. We was up double-digit figure twice. And all of a sudden, you got her coming off the bench averaging 4, not thinking she's going to be a threat. And she has 19 for the game. So you got to come out. You got to play each game like it's your last. It's conference. This would have been a big win for the Mocs, but unfortunately, you just got to learn from this lesson.
Yeah, it was, and I think Abney played with so much confidence. She was the one who threw that behind the back pass there over her head.
Yeah, right there. Could have been a turnover, but that's just a lot of confidence and trust that she had in her teammates, and she was just in the flow of the game. Sometimes you can do that.
Well, we see Mocs head coach Betsy Harris on her way up here, so we'll yield Chris's microphone to her, and then Chris will come back. We'll wrap things up here and get you ready for men's basketball coming up here. Man, happy to be joined now in a minute here. Give her a chance to get set up by Mocs head coach Betsy Harris. And Betsy, a tough loss here tonight against a very good University of Tampa team. And I guess the thing that's, for me, a little disappointing is you had them twice at double digits and just couldn't quite hold on. And it's just one of those things that Tampa showed how good it was.
That's the story of our season right there.
A little bit, yeah.
We've been in all the games, even against the number one team in the nation.
Yep.
And we just don't finish it because of some things we're not doing on the court. And we know it is what's so sad is we know what we're doing wrong. It's just trying to get 5 players to do it right at the same time.
You got to buy in, right?
Yeah, they got to buy in and buy into the process so we can have the result that we want at the end of it.
Well, you got a little bit of foul trouble tonight, but so did they. And, Ashley Schell had herself a tremendous third quarter with 8 points, 8 of her 10. And, but, boy, when she picks up that foul, it really hurts.
Yeah, it hurt us when because Ashley was our emotional leader out there, too. She was getting us going. So when she had to come out, that went our post scoring. And, for us to be successful, we have to be successful in the post. So that hurt. There's a couple of fouls that, they gave it to us in the first half, and then all of a sudden it wasn't a charge in the second half. So, don't understand that, but it is what it is.
Well, Julia wound up with 15, but she had 13 of them in the first quarter here today, and it seemed a little bit similar to Eckerd when Eckerd really got on her a little bit, and it looked like Tampa figured out some things too here tonight.
Yeah, stop Julia and you stop Florida Southern.
Well, she's been a leading scorer all year, so it's just one of those things. But did they do anything different on her? I mean, they obviously probably watched some tape.
I don't think so. I think we're our own worst enemy. I don't think it's really anybody else. Now, I'm not going to take it away from Tampa. Tampa's a really good team. They've got 2 solid post players, and when their post players got in foul trouble in the first half, their bench post players came in.
Yeah, did a good job.
They're the ones that got them the lead. So, everybody contributed for Tampa, and they did a good job, and that's what we've got to have, and it's got to be consistent.
Well, the one thing I said about Tampa is I went back and looked, and because 3 of their players lead the league in minutes played, and I'm thinking, well, they play all starters all the time, but yet this young lady from Freedom High in Tampa, Leah Abney, came off the bench and just was spectacular here.
Yeah, we're good at making people who's average 5 points look like all conference players, and she is a good player. I don't know why she doesn't get more minutes than what she got. She'd be starting for us and most people in the league. But, she waited her time. She took the opportunity, and she came out, and she had a really good game.
Yep. Well, again, it was a tough loss, and at 38% shooting, it just seems like outside of the Palm Beach Atlantic game, there's been a little bit of a drought here at times, and I guess it's the middle of the season. Sometimes that kind of stuff happens.
But that's how we've lost a lot of our games is our shooting. Shooting percentage is bad. And what makes it worse is when teams come in here and they have a better shooting percentage than us on our home floor. That's very frustrating. And so, when we're working on our shooting and when they're doing it on their own, they're going to have to do it like game speed and game like because that's what they're doing in the games. So it hadn't got any better. So, I would think with all the games that we've played and still the ones to come, we'd eventually get better and get used to it.
Well, you're in the second half of the season as of right now. That begins here on Saturday against Barry, and you're still in pretty good shape in the conference. You're still in pretty good shape in the region. You just have to bounce back a little bit.
Yeah, we do. We've got to continue to beat, those teams that are below us right now. We can't slip up, and we've got to try to get, a couple of the ones that are ahead of us. I think we just dropped from 3rd to 4th because I'm assuming that Lynn won tonight, which we would be tied with them for 3rd, but because they beat us, we're in 4th place. Right. So, there's still several games to go. And, the good thing is we haven't peaked. I don't know if we will with this young group and experienced group. But you know what? you're not freshmen in the second semester, and you're not inexperienced once you get to second semester and you played all those minutes. So, the good kids, we're trying, they're trying. They just got to get it. They just got to get it going, and hopefully we get it going at the right time.
Well, I thought for stretches, when you got that double-digit lead, you were executing your offense very well at times.
Yeah, at times. That last 3 or 4 minutes, I don't think we scored in the second quarter. That really hurt us. Also, I think that was when Ashley was out, too.
Yep.
Because Ashley's our hardest working post player. Even though she's our shortest post player, she gets down there and she bangs with those 6'2" girls. Yep. And, just losing her, that really hurt us tonight. I feel like if we would have had her in there, it would have probably been a different result.
Well, you got Barry coming up on Saturday night here. You beat them the first time down there, and I guess this is one of those games where you say, hey, we got to win this one.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta win all of them.
Yep.
I mean, the goal is, we always want to try to win regular season, want to win the conference tournament, but when it comes down to it, we're trying to make regionals because you're trying to get the big one.
Yep, there you go. That's right.
So, that's what I keep preaching to them about. Look, just keep winning these games and everything else will fall into place because the ultimate goal is trying to get regionals.
Well, tough luck, but we will see you here on Saturday night against Barry. Let's get the second half off to a good start.
We'll try, Jim.
All right.
All right, thank you. And hey, Mom and Dad.
Mocs head coach Betsy Harris following a tough one here tonight. Tampa wins it by a 65-60 count over the Florida Southern College Mocs. We'll get Chris on for some final thoughts, and we'll get you ready for men's basketball coming up. You can see on your screen here both teams are winding down, warming up here. And Chris, again, a tough loss for the Mocs. They just didn't execute when they needed to, and they're still in good shape, though. They're in the top 4 in the conference. They're probably, arguably, I think, in the top 8 in the region. It would be close, I think, at this point, but, there's still a lot to play for.
Yeah, it's a rivalry game. You got to understand, even if you're up in these type of games, you got to know the team's going to make a run, especially a team like Tampa. They're a really good team, really well balanced, and really well coached as well, too. So just a learning experience. Don't want to have too many of these more within the conference, but definitely got to learn from it and just see how you can be better from it.
Well, that's going to wrap up the women's game for us here tonight. My thanks to Kent for producing off to my left here. Thanks to our camera people. And most of all, thanks to you for watching. We'll be back on the air in about maybe 12, 13 minutes. We'll have men's basketball for you here. The Mocs against the University of Tampa, the 9th-ranked Florida Southern College Mocs. First time in the top 10 in the nation this year. Looking forward to that game and looking forward to having you back with us. I'm Jim Henderson for Chris Burgess. We'll be back in around maybe 12, 13 minutes with men's basketball right here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.